No, I was amazed at how much you'd changed since the last time I saw you without any clothes.
Without any clothes?
I think you were 3 or 4.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Welcome back to Remembering the Razzies.
Hi everyone. This week we watched Bolero.
Yeah, we did. I saw a little bit more of Bolero than I needed to see.
That's true. We saw a lot in this movie. Tell us about the specs of this movie.
The specs?
Yeah, the specs.
Interesting word.
Sorry, the sexual intercourse.
We watched another porno this week.
We did.
Pretty much.
We actually did.
This is a movie about a girl who just wants to lose her virginity.
She does.
Real bad.
Just graduated college.
She did. Her best friends include a Spanish.
A Spanish.
Spanish.
Didn't catch her name.
No. She's and then her driver, Cotton.
His name is Cotton. He drives.
He drives. He fucks.
He fucks too. Yeah, he does.
Everybody, thank God, except for the 14-year-old girl, everybody in this movie has a sex scene.
That's true, but that doesn't mean that the 14-year-old girl wasn't naked.
Because she was.
She was a couple times.
At least there are 2 scenes in a bathtub, 1 scene in a sauna. Yeah.
This movie's fucked. I think a fun thing to point out before we really get into this movie is that it was directed by her husband.
Her husband, yeah.
Yep. Which makes a lot of this a lot weirder. Like very pseudo-cuck fantasy throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. She's a college graduate. She goes to Morocco and meets a sheik. There's a really awful, I wouldn't even call it a sex scene.
No, because they didn't have sex.
It was an erotic scene with honey, and it was disgusting, and Jacob almost threw up.
Essentially, the sheik is going to have sex with Bo Derek's character. What's her name? I didn't catch it. I'm just going to call her Bo Derek. Before they have sex, he gets her completely naked. He's like, wait, I need to get the milk and honey. And he pours milk and honey all over her body. And then he just starts licking it off her, and it's like sticking his face to the... to her body, and there's like these strands coming off, and I was like, this looks like the alien from Alien.
And then he gets a sugar rush and passes out.
Yeah, he does. It's really funny.
And this plot is pointless and comes back one time, because then she goes to Spain and meets a bull rider who takes her virginity, and she falls in love with him. And then the sheik tries to come and kidnap Bo Derek.
Because he's still in love with her and wants to take her now non-existent virginity.
Yeah, yep. And then she jumps out of a plane, and they literally never talk about it again.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it was just there for runtime and...
some drama.
Yeah.
And then the bull rider's penis breaks, and the drama becomes Bo Derek saying she can fix him, bro.
Yeah, she wants to fix him. His pee-pee don't work, but she's like, you know what? I'm gonna love him anyway, and that will make his pee-pee work, even though it got stabbed by a bull.
And then it ends with another really
gratuitous
sex scene where his pee-pee works again.
She guaranteed that it would work. And
she guaranteed it, and then they get married, and it ends on
a freeze frame.
A freeze frame.
It's great. Yeah, God, what a movie.
Where movies are at this point, this is 1984. Looking at the highest grossing films, you've got Star Trek 3, you got Footloose, Police Academy, Karate Kid, Gremlins, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop.
Good, solid 80s movies.
Yeah, good 80s movies, and then Bolero comes out. Oh my gosh, this movie sucked.
Yeah, it really did. It's not sexy. As much sex as there is in it, it's very
it's gross.
It's gross. A lot of the times it's just awkward.
Yeah.
It's funny mostly because of the music, where you'll have this really grand orchestra playing behind this awkward sex and it's so funny. We're not going to be able to show any of it.
No, we can't. And it's the funniest part of the movie.
It really is.
This movie's just put together really poorly. The acting is so laughably bad.
It had the quality of a Hallmark movie, like the plot of a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
If
Hallmark movies were
porn.
erotic.
Yeah.
I just noticed that there are two music people, brothers it looks like.
Oh.
Peter did the movie and then Elmer did the love sequences.
Nice. Yeah, two bros
Damn,
making
dude.
music. Elmer fucks. That's why he makes the fuck music. I also want to point out my frustration with the movie in that there's a picture of a horse on the cover, and it's not a horse girl movie.
No, it's not.
They do use the horse in some somewhat sexual ways. Like when her husband's pee-pee doesn't work, she brings him to a stadium where she gets completely naked on this horse bareback and rides it around, and he goes, "Brr," and he walks out, and she's like, I don't know how I'm gonna seduce him if that didn't work.
You're a hard man to seduce.
Cotton says something about how he used to be really good at kissing horses.
Yeah, he used to be a cowboy, and then the woman who's like, oh, you used to be a cowboy? Did you kiss the horses? And he's like, yeah, I used to be real good at kissing the horses. And then they have sex.
All the transitions are awful in this movie, except for when Cotton is making love.
Yeah.
And he smashes a lamp and it cuts to the next scene.
Yeah.
This is a weird movie.
I don't know what else to
Get
say.
anything in notes?
Just all the zooms in the movie.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of zooms.
A lot of zooms, a lot of close-ups. Like every time there's like a two-shot,
It's never a two-shot. It's just
they
might show one wide at the beginning,
like a conversation.
Yeah, and then it's just right on their faces.
The best part of the movie is when the bull rider is sad because his penis doesn't work, and she's like,
That thing is going to work. I guarantee you this.
Gives him a thumbs up.
She says, I guarantee it with a thumbs up 3 times in this movie.
Twice right before she has sex.
Yeah.
Which is, I've never heard of someone giving a thumbs up before sex.
This one, worst musical score, worst screenplay, worst new star, worst actress, and then director and picture. I noticed that the music was pretty bad.
It was. We were laughing a lot and not in a good way at the music. Oh, there's a Dolly Parton movie that came out this year. That probably has really bad music.
Oh, it's her and Stallone.
That looks great.
Worst new star. Yeah, she wasn't
great. I mean, she was playing the part that she was supposed to. It was just a bad part. Like it was very odd.
It was a 14-year-old that was being groomed.
Yes, she was currently 13 in the movie is what she was saying, and she was naked a lot of the time, and her motivation was she wanted to have sex with Bo Derek's future husband.
Soon, he's going to take me.
You'll do what?
And apparently that's a common thing for him.
Yeah, because his last girlfriend, like, he
started having sex with when she was 14.
Worst screenplay. Yeah, we didn't
know what was happening until halfway through the movie, and even then we didn't know where it was going.
It was another one like last week when I had to like read the Wikipedia synopsis as we were watching the movie.
Because she never outright states, I think, until she gets to the Sheik's place that she wants someone to take her virginity.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the plot, her motivation changes to she doesn't want to lose her virginity. She wants to achieve ecstasy through sex.
Yeah. She also wants to buy a horse.
And she wants to buy a horse. There's a lot of things going on in this movie that don't really seem like they're working towards her end goal.
Yeah, because there was that whole subplot about the friend wanting to buy the dude's vineyard. Or
for some reason.
Yeah, even though her family owns vineyards already. Every single character, again, except the 14-year-old, has a sex scene. Bo Derek has many.
Very many.
The friend has one with the Scotsman that there's no point that he's even in the movie. He serves literally no purpose.
That's true. Hey, I can't think of a single thing that he did.
Yeah, even Cotton gets a sex scene.
Yeah, he does. Cotton fucks.
Cotton fucks, dude.
Yeah.
John Derek wrote this. This is all him.
Oh,
this is his masterpiece.
Yeah, it's very odd that he wrote a movie starring his wife where she has so much sex with other guys and like they're not even like tasteful about it.
No.
Like the ending sex scene, like, oh man, oh there's one, oh that was the thing. So when she's losing her virginity, she's like, wait, there's some way I want to start this that like I've always imagined. And the guy's like, okay, what do you want to do? And she's like, all right, lay your face down on the bed.
Yeah.
He lays his head on the side. She's like, all right, here we go. And then there's a hard cut to where she's leaning over him and she sticks her tongue out to go down in his ear, but there's like this spit bubble on the end of her tongue, and like she dips it into his ear, and it's visually disgusting. It's so gross. And there's like at the end scene, like he's sucking on her tongue.
Oh yeah, he's sucking on her chin.
Yeah, he's sucking on her chin. It's so gross, especially with the context of the guy directing and writing this knew that this was going to be his wife playing the part, and it's so gross. Like, yeah, cuck fantasy exists, but dude, you're involving everyone in this. Like, the AD, after every single sex scene, must have turned to the director and been like, is that good? Or, like, do you want more? And, like, the director was like, fuck her again.
No, the sex scenes go on for like 5 minutes again. They're very long.
Yeah, it's just a gross.
It's very gross. Bo Derek, that was one of the worst performances I think I've seen in my life.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Like, I'm watching this and I have no idea, besides her sex appeal, why she would be famous.
She does weird things with her mouth. Like, I don't know if it's just like she has thin lips or whatever, but like there's one point, I forget the line exactly, but she's like, I'm a little crazy, and then like she
every line she delivered was so like breathy.
Yeah, it's like if you took the transcontinental accent, but you got rid of the accent part and you kept like the aloof airiness. So it was just weird.
And then worst director in picture,
Obviously,
yeah, we talked about John Derek's freaky sex fantasy that he wrote and directed. This movie was nominated against Where Are the Boys 84, Sheena, Rhinestone, Cannonball Run 2. I don't even have to watch these other movies. This is worst picture.
Yeah, this was really bad. That being said, I did have a fun time watching.
I had a very fun time watching this movie.
It was just very uncomfortable a lot of the time. And bad filmmaking.
But this is the first time that I can't make any excuses for this movie.
No.
I could make excuses for every movie that we've watched so far, and this is the first one that I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, they didn't have anything going for them. This did not need to be made. It had no message.
I don't know how this was greenlit.
I don't.
And like the producers wanted it to be more hardcore.
What was the production studio on this? Like,
it was Canon Film Distributors.
okay, so it wasn't like Paramount or
no, but it was like distributed through MGM, but MGM,
Oh.
I think if I read it right, they like dropped the contract. These producers wanted more explicit sex scenes, and then MGM asked them to edit it so it could drop an X rating and just have an R rating. And the producers were like, we're not gonna do that. This movie's hot, dude.
Oh man. So were the producers the one, and then the husband was like, oh yeah, I'll make it dirty. All right, where do we want to rank
Yeah,
this?
let's rank it. So on objective filmmaking, I do still think that Inchon was worse.
Yeah.
Because it just looked bad. At least this didn't look great,
Right.
but it looked better than Inchon did.
Right.
So that's where I'd place it, like right above Inchon.
I agree.
Because I think Can't Stop the Music, Mommy Dearest, and Lonely Lady were all
Better shot.
better acted,
Edited.
better made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then entertainment-wise,
I was entertained.
man, because we had...
It's not as good as Can't Stop the Music.
It's not as good as Can't Stop the Music. Okay. Because I was inching towards there.
Yeah, it's definitely towards the top.
Yeah.
It is entertaining. I would just put Don't Stop the Music over this just because, if nothing else, like, I would enjoy watching Can't Stop the Music with anyone.
I think I could only watch this with you.
Yeah, it takes a very specific group of people to be able to watch Bolero with them. Like, I can't talk to my mom and be like, yo, have you seen Bolero?
Bo Derek?
It's hilarious. You should watch it. Like, I can't recommend this to normal people.
Come
How
back
would
to
you?
the
How
next-
would you recommend it even?
You don't say anything about the movie. Just be like, I just watched this great movie with Jacob. It was so funny. It's called Bolero. You should check it out. And they're like, what's it about? And I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I don't want to spoil the surprise.
They'll come back the next day and be like, what the fuck did you recommend?
They would turn it off. They would actually.
turn
they
it
would
off.
get to the first sex scene with the sheet, and they'd be like, "No, I'm out."
You have to enjoy bad movies to like this.
Yeah, it's a wonderful bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's not something that you can recommend to people.
Okay, so next week we will be watching Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Rad. I haven't seen Rambo at all.
I haven't either, so this is going to be a lot of fun for us.
I'm excited.
Yeah, join us next week for Rambo First Blood Part 2. You're going to love it, we guarantee it.